tested it earlier. I think that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Hopefully your phone doesn't fall down. I don't think I'm going to cook the whole thing. I have to cut with my knife down there. So it comes in either a long, continuous sausage, either a long, continuous sausage, or as one segmented like that. Yeah. Putting the sausages back in the fridge. So for an onion as well, I'm going to fry that. Cook at the same time as the boerewors sausage. Yeah, what else? So write to me in the comments and tell me how your day was, and if like I said, it doesn't matter if you see the video the next day or a month or a year or 2 years after I post this. Just write in the description how you are and what you did today, and I'll reply. Yeah, if there's some encouragement I can write, I'll do that as well. Yeah, I was hoping to draw today, but with that client paying me, I had to rush off and collect his car. And then when I got was my daughter's ballet today, so I went to go watch that as well. It was quite sweet. You know, it's such a blessing to have kids. Just the innocence of, you know, the things that they do, and just, you know, Jesus shows you how simple life can be, how it should be. You know, the way the world is run now, and the way we've kind of, on this train, we've got to be very careful. We can really get swept away with this, and I think some of us fall off the train like I have since 2019, you know, trying to get back on. But I think in some regards it's actually good that I'm off it, and maybe some of you see it the same way. You know, it gives you a chance to re-evaluate the direction you want to go. I mean, if your family is not divided like mine, I would definitely consider moving to a farmland somewhere and just trying to learn the ropes there. I think not just a piece of farmland in the middle of nowhere. I would want to be near a river where I could fish as well. So while I'm figuring out the farming, I can still go and catch some fish for my family. But yeah, since my wife has left me, I'm kind of stuck in Johannesburg. If I do leave, I leave my kids, which I will never do. Unless for some unforeseen thing I'm forced to. Yeah. Washed moth. But yeah, we just keep going, eh? Smells delicious. Oh my gosh, I didn't eat breakfast this morning. I needed my client to pay me, and I had run out of my high fiber brand that I have every day. And I had a little bit of cash on the account, and I was gonna go buy the breakfast. And then, yeah, when I woke up, I made my tea, and I saw that the client had paid me, and he was asking to get his car immediately. I realized that I had to do things immediately after I went to my daughter's play. I nearly actually didn't go to it because I thought, I need to, with a little bit of cash I had, go get some food and prepare for my kids for next week. And then I thought, no, actually I need to go quickly collect that guy's car after the play. And when I got home, I did some last things. I stripped the headlights of the car, I sanded them, I painted them, made them look nicer. The car had gone off for some mechanical stuff. It was a real write-off of the car. I recommended to him that he rather, for the same amount of money, bought a car, the same car. It would have been a better option for him, but he didn't want to do that. And so yeah, he spent a little bit of cash fixing the car that he's got robbed with, not through me, through other people. And when I collected it, what a difference. I mean, the car is so different to the way it was. Now it just seems like a little bit neglected, but it's actually a nice car. Whilst before it was a write-off. And so yeah, rather than making him spend money on some more parts, which if the car needed, I just stripped, like I said, the headlights, and I painted them, made it look nice. Put the headlights back together. I painted the windscreen wipers. Maybe I'll take a photo of it and share it on tomorrow's post, or maybe after I wash the car tomorrow, maybe I'll film myself washing the car and talking to you, and maybe have breakfast while I wash the car. I don't know. I'll see. You can see. It's not my type of car. It's a Mercedes, an 80s Mercedes E-Class, really, really ugly car. That's one of the best cars Mercedes ever made. It was basically the climax of all their mechanical thoroughness and engineering from about the 1950s up to, like I said, the probably climax of that car, latest probably early 90s, before all the computer stuff came in. And anyway, this poor car was just hanging on Really. When I first got the car, I actually didn't want to be seen dead in it. It was embarrassing to drive, but I had to drive it to get to know it, and yeah, I did, and I used it for a little while, just while I got to know it, and obviously recommended that the guy writes it off and he tries to get his money back on buying a better one at the same amount as it would cost to fix up the car a little bit. I mean, it's still, you could spend double what he spent and the car would still not be 100%, but we looked at the most urgent things and we did it, and massive difference. And anyway, it took about 4 weeks for him to get his cash together. I mean, we were all struggling, but he said he had his cash, and that just caused stress for everyone, the mechanic, myself. And I'll show you what the food looks like. So far it looks delish. So you got the onions, the sausage. It doesn't give it justice to just call it a sausage. It's the word farmer's sausage in English, or boerewors roll, really is, I don't know, it says something. It gives you that memory of the flavor, and you know, like a lovely day and you're starving and you go buy one, but and you sit there somewhere and you have your juicy sausage with the tomato sauce and onions. My mouth is watering. Like I said, I haven't eaten all day. After my daughter's play, I bought a Yogi Sip, which is a flavored yogurt drink. Really delicious. I've always liked them since I was a kid. And I bought mint chocolates. I really haven't eaten anything today. I think that's all I had. Yeah, I think it's all I had. Yes? Is that delicious smelling, hey? Is that delicious? Hey? Say hello to the audience, hey? He's a corgi. Oh. Yeah. I like animals, but you know, I think to the normal dog person, I'm not so involved, but I really enjoy the company of just having a nice animal or two around. My cat does a cat thing and basically disappears all day long until I sit on the couch. He sits on a throne next to me, or on a table, or at bedtime lies next to me. So it's nice to have that companionship. I hope you guys have something like that. Yeah. I hope I should learn with time how to add funny inserts into these videos, or interesting little shorts of things that I find that are interesting or funny. Could maybe be a conversation piece. No, it's not just me. Is that better? Different view. Same guy. Sorry. Anyway, hope my company is nice for you. I have to say it's helped me as well. Just finding a purpose, you know, to just get up each day, you know, to try and be an encouragement to others, to just keep going, even though you might be in a tough place. You know, yeah, just if you're in a similar place, just think of something like that. Maybe when I start drawing, it'll be, you're welcome to obviously draw along with me. obviously wherever you are in your lounge or while eating your meal, snack, I might encourage you to draw then or some other time. And yeah, my pictures are very big, as you saw. I'm going to try and do some smaller ones where I can take them along in a car, because these massive ones I need like a truck, like a delivery truck, a serious truck. It's not some easily movable thing. So let me grab a fork. I'm going to cut it and bring you along for the checking out if it's cooked. I don't know if it's necessarily cook it till all the lovely juices come out. Can you see? Look around. Yeah. It's nearly perfect. I don't want it to be too red on the inside, even though it makes it more juicy. I've been recently quite squirmish about worms in food. Hearing how a lot of Americans, I don't know if you're American listening to this, but yeah, you must do deworming. These things make people so sick, and they're in food. Who knows how they get there, the eggs, but I mean, there are natural things that one can eat, like garlic. I wrote them down. Garlic, and I'm sure there's some other natural herbs and spices and foods that upset these guys. High fiber also apparently upsets them when they're in your gut, but there's so many different variations of parasites. And yeah, maybe it's also good to just buy a anti-parasitic thing like ivermectin, or there are a few of them. You must just look it up on the internet. And anyway, so I on Instagram, on there, obviously, like I said, with my dreams and charcoal series, my artworks, and I look at the videos a lot, and I came across these parasitic things. It's creepy, really. But it's life, it's normal, and one must just deal with it. You know, you can't hide under a rock. We just need to deal with it. Jesus made these things, and safety things were like, I think one of the reasons why the Lord told the Jews not to eat pork was because pigs were a very dirty animal, and they would also eat dead things. I haven't studied it too much of the types of animals he said one shouldn't eat, but you know, Jesus in the New Testament, he did say it's okay to eat. He did say it's okay to eat anything as long as you give thanks for it. So yeah, you can eat any meat, but just make sure that it's thoroughly cooked. Thoroughly cooked. I don't take any medication. That stuff behind me is vitamin C and activated charcoal and glutathione. Glutathione, our body makes it naturally. The older we get, the older one gets, one's body produces less of it. It was just stuff I was recommended to get to combat the whole COVID thing and the jab and the spike protein that I've also just, you know, handed it over to the Lord and asked the Lord to protect me and my children. My wife's family all took the jab, and you know, we all just have to rely on what the Lord said. He said He'll protect us from snake bites, and if we drink anything poisonous, He will protect us. There's so many vehicles of attack that these Illuminati are using, whether it's microwave radiation, cell phone radiation, parasites, well, I don't know, there's everywhere these days. And so obviously be wise to it, and but it's impossible. I mean, even the chemtrails spraying in the sky, I mean, they're spraying aluminium and who knows what else, and that's poisonous, and we all just got to say, Jesus, protect us from these people attacking us. If you don't know, they want to reduce the world's population, and if you don't die and you get sick, you feed the system, the medical system, so they benefit from that as well. The food is ready. Let's see if I can get a bit better shot for you. Stilettos. Can't wait. I'm gonna put some butter. Hopefully my filming is getting a touch better. It should. With each video. So I'm just opening the rolls, trying. Ugh, it's terrible. I need a sharper knife. That's better. Anyway, yeah, putting some butter on. You mustn't use margarine. Margarine is a margarine. Yeah, margarine. That artificial butter. It was developed for fattening turkeys in America, and it's, even though it lowers cholesterol, it's not healthy. I've forgotten all the things. If one researches it, don't eat that stuff. Don't use it. Buy normal butter. Normal butter is super healthy. Okay, so here I go. I'm going to try and dish this up so you can see me dishing it. Yum, yum, yum. So onions. Delicious. I hope you made something to eat if you hadn't already. Hope this inspired you. I'm going to use my halves that I did earlier to check when I covered this, keep it warm. And I'm going to put some tomato sauce, maybe sprinkle some herbs. Yeah. Make it look nice. Fancy. Sometimes these little things make a difference in one's heart and head. Am I the only one that struggles to open these type of things? I've like, I don't know if it's my big fingers because I'm big, or if it's just a security thing. How do they expect you to open these things? Terrible. Oh, they've provided a handle these days. They've matured from the point of just closing it for freshness to actually being humane and giving one a hand. It's definitely better than it used to be. Yeah, let me pick up something, see a nice view. Yum, 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 yum. No, I don't do too much. Yeah, ugh, that was too much. Maybe it's fine, I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm wisening up to things like, thumbnails for the videos. I think, but these other people, I think they, because I do upload this unedited, I can't take, I can't pause it. Do I need salt? I probably need a little bit of salt. Excuse me for a sec. Take you along with me in a minute. Tiny bit of salt. also probably wondering why I haven't got my salt in an easier kind of thing. I ask myself that every day. I have a nice little thing that I can put it in. But my kids, my youngest, I think it's my youngest that's the culprit. They mix the salt and the pepper. But I guess that's life. I mustn't worry. Okay, I'm just going to say grace. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for the man paying. Thank you for our food, my food before me, and thank you for providing for those that love you and curse you in the world. Thank you for your patience with everyone and looking after everyone, and your love towards everyone, no matter if they know you or don't know you. Thank you for dying for our sins, and may you come soon. Amen. Okay, so this is like way worse than eating something juicy on a first date. I know I've done this before. Ah, there's a hole at the bottom. I can't rely on the roll to save me. So yeah, forget about the embarrassment of eating something juicy on a first date. I'm eating super juicy in front of you. Maybe you can laugh at me if it is embarrassing. But anyway, here I go. Mm-hmm. I've got some nice lights that I'm going to experiment with. Displaying it on the dining table. I sometimes do it. I haven't done it in a while. These lovely tulip little fairy lights, and I actually wanted to do that tonight, but I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, I don't think I can emphasize it enough. Just making a meal for yourself can lift you so much. And so yeah, just please look after yourself. Do that, and yeah, if you've got a little bit more energy, you can spoil yourself a little bit more, like do the fairy lights, like I said. Obviously, with me doing this, I don't want to see it as a show at all. But I also want to try and make it nice for you guys to watch, not that you just see me at the table. But maybe you like that, maybe you like the simplicity of it. But maybe me also just expressing myself, because I also an interior designer. It's my qualification. I would have adored to study to be a doctor. I didn't. But yeah, that's just the skill that Jesus gave me. I like to make things look beautiful. It's not a difficult thing for me. I learned it from my parents. Yeah, one can be different from one's parents, but my parents always had nice homes and good taste, and I learned from them, I think. They really did a beautiful job with the homes we lived in, and the company my dad and mum ran, which is Galleria, which I ran until 2019, until the economy was just gone. I think Jesus is moving me to about 4 years prior, I said to the Lord, when, because we have these political things in South Africa, upheavals all the time, and our company was very sensitive to these changes, these instabilities, and I just said to the Lord, I said, Lord, please, I'm a young man, please. I think it was 2010 or 2009. I said to the Lord, please, I'm a young man, I've never achieved anything, please, even if you don't want me here, help me trade out of this debt and fix this situation, and you can move me afterwards. And then everything was good. We changed some things and business was good. And then about 2017, for about 2 years, things just started, the floor fell out. There was some political stuff going on as well, and tried to wait out the storm, put all the money we could into saving the business, my family as well, and decided in the end that it was best thing to close after the company had been running for 43 years. So it was pretty heavy going, and then I tried my classic cars, and I thought I would be successful doing that, but it's so difficult unless you're like these successful guys on YouTube, which I watch Hoovy's Garage, and I watch Matthew, what's his surname? I never remember it. I keep thinking Harding, but it's Matt Armstrong, and I watch Tavares, and two of them do the work themselves. Hoovy has a great mechanic, which I think is like gold, and I have a guy, but he can't fix everything, like the car wizard, David, I think his name is. And anyway, so I tried the car thing. I was doing classic cars, and then I tried newer cars, newer Mercedes. I had 3 classics, and the money I got was good, but to finish a car was just so difficult. And it was also in that period that I feel that my wife, her financial I don't know what to call it, financial piece changed, and for whatever reason she said she left me. I believe that the financial side was a huge part, because it was very unpleasant, and yeah, a year and a half after I closed my company, she left. And I was trying my best, I really was. Pushing my cars, doing the most I could, and when love is put to the test, you see if someone really loves you, or whether they were there for, whether they saw something else in you, and that's what they attached themselves to. And I love my wife. If she would say she's sorry and come back to me and sorry for the things she's said and accused me of, and I would say, look, some of the things you said were true, and I love you to bits, and I'm so glad you came back. Thank you for saying you're sorry. And it's impossible, but for God it's not impossible. But humanly speaking, how broken the marriage is. She hasn't divorced me yet. She's trying to take my kids away from me. But how broken it is, the only one who could change it is Jesus. From a human perspective, it's a total disaster. And I moved beyond the point now of being so angry with her to actually like loving her again and praying for her. But when I meet her, I sometimes just get these memories of the things she said to me before she left. And I obviously want my wife back, but as a woman who's changed, who doesn't destroy me with her mouth, and who actually has her comfort in the Lord and not in her financial situation, you know. It was always my dream to have someone that would love me, even if I would go through and be stuck in the mud. She would sit in the mud next to me and wipe the mud off my face, and I would wipe the mud off her face. I think that's every guy's dream. That in a worst case scenario that your wife would stick by you like that. And she said she would, and clearly she didn't. And I think women these days are not encouraged, and from society's point of view, not encouraged that through school, not encouraged that through their mother anymore, that divorce is really not an option. I mean, the Bible says divorce, the only option for divorce is adultery. There's no other reason for divorce. Unrepentant adultery, where someone persistently is doing it, they're not sorry, they keep doing it, and then you can divorce them. And anyway, so here I am, picking up the pieces the last 2 years. Still many broken pieces. I haven't managed to get a stable income, and my family's been helping me. And that's also one of the reasons why I've just been struggling recently, because even though I've sold my last of my classic cars, I have one that I found at a very good price. I put a deposit on it, but because of mechanics messing me around, the money that I had available, my capital I've used towards my rentals, and I'm stuck at the moment. So that's also why I'm doing my art. I send messages out to some clients who bought my art in the past and who potentially could buy now, and unfortunately 2 of them are, not 2, one client's a Jewish woman, and she said all she can think about is the situation in Israel, which I understand. She says she knows so many people there, and alternatively, just my picture was for a man who bought 3 of my artworks. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. He actually bought the original of this drawing of mine. That one is called Could That Be Him? The couple in my story. A husband and wife, they're having a coffee or frappuccino or whatever they're having at a cafe in the city, and they see someone that they know. They think they see someone that they know. That is a print. I've got 3 sizes to my print, so all of my drawings, there's an optional extra if one doesn't want an original and to pay the price of an original. There are 3 standard sizes: a meter, what is it? Half a meter, a meter, and a meter. No, sorry, meter, meter and a half, and 2 meters. It's an option, and one can just buy it as a roll, and one can stretch it onto whatever canvas you want, onto whatever frame you want. If you want to export, if you want to take it overseas with you, I can put it in a roll, I can send it in a roll, and you can stretch it on your side. But otherwise, if you're in Johannesburg, I could have it stretched for you and sent to you. So there are 3 sizes: a meter, meter and a half, and 2 meters. That's the 2 meter size. And there's a wallpaper option as well. So like for instance with these large ones, like that, I had a brother in the Lord who very kindly helped me and took some HD photos of all my artworks. And he, because of the definition of the photos that he took, it's an option to do wallpapers, and one can stretch them larger than the original. So if you've got a wall and you love this, like for instance this one is 3 meters wide, this, because of the high definition photos that he took, it could be stretched to much bigger. like way bigger, like double, 3 times the size. And yeah, so and I also put quite a lot of effort into the quality of the prints, the fabric it's printed onto. It's printed onto a fabric that looks like I drew on it. It looks like canvas. It doesn't look like a smooth sheet of paper. It doesn't look like that at all. It looks really nice. And the wallpapers, the company that I found, they had, I've forgotten the duration that they said they looked for, and they had experimented with wallpaper quality, and they found a quality from America, but they also tried various wallpaper qualities for about 5 years, and they finally found the right one. And the quality is beautiful. I mean, it's even better than the prints. And yeah, because it's a wallpaper, one can also seal it and use it as a splashback in the kitchen area. So like if it's a scene in Italy or whatever, you can have a strip of the wallpaper for the splashback, and one can put clear coat over it, and can work as an option, an alternate option to having tiles or a marble or a final splashback. It could be an option instead of doing that. Otherwise, yeah, my artworks, I wanted them always to be wholesome and just a view somewhere in the world. And that's where I got the name from, Dreams from Charcoal. I was dreaming about going these places. Hmm. Hmm. So we had a whole meal together. I ate my jelly that I made yesterday at lunchtime. I had about 3 bowls. It was delicious. I'll make some tomorrow. If you want to make lunch with me and jelly with me, buy the supplies and I'll make it at lunchtime. Obviously when I make it, you'll only get it, I'll try eat earlier, so by the time I upload it, it's still lunchtime. Otherwise you can watch it the following day at lunchtime. So I'll make jelly and a chicken pasta, maybe like a Napolitana sauce again. Well, things are so tight, I'm not going to make extravagant meals. I bought chicken for the week, and the boerewors with farmer's sausage, which I'll make again in a couple of days when my kids are here. But yeah, tomorrow is Sunday, so yeah, I'll make jelly at lunch and make some chicken. I think it's called chicken pollo napolitana, something like that. Basically, chicken, tomato, garlic, and use some sweet basil with it. And I bought spaghetti. The way my Italian friend says words that are Italian sound so beautiful. We just say spaghetti. They say spaghetti. We say Italy. They say Italia. Hitali, as his mother says. Hitali. It's really sweet. Hitali. Italia. I see him every once a year, and since he's now working overseas, and he's not just based in Italy. I'm just going to wash my hands. You can come with me to the bathroom, I guess. I'm placing here. It's weird. I feel like I'm strange doing this. Anyway, what was I saying? He's based in the Middle East at the moment. He's a manager for a hotel chain or restaurant chain, and just gonna have a sip of water. Whenever he comes, I try and challenge him in FIFA or Pro Evolution. I think I've got food in my teeth, excuse me if there is. And the last time we didn't, I found a very sweet series. Oh my gosh, you've got to watch this series. It was actually very healing for me, considering how my wife left me in that pain. I didn't want to watch anything romantic or anything like that. I've been so scared of, and if there are any girls watching this, please don't get the wrong idea, but I felt so scared when I looked at women. I felt so scared. I thought that any woman could hurt me the way my wife has. It's really been a thing of just learning to forgive her and letting Jesus heal me, giving my pain to him daily. And anyway, when I was ready, I watched, I found this very sweet, I obviously was looking up something like this, like sweet love relationship or something like that on YouTube, and there's obviously dodgy stuff, but I found a very sweet animation by a South Korean girl, I think she's South Korean, called, what is the name now? Pung, P-W-N-G or P-U-U-U-N-G, Pung. It is so sweet. It's so sweet. Again, similar to my series. It is a story of a couple and how they met. They met in the library. Anyway, so when my Italian friend came, I showed him this series, and he's also healing from being hurt and looking for a wife as well. He is, and he also really enjoyed watching it with me. He was sitting very quietly. I impressed him. I made bread for him, and he was very impatient. He wanted to make his pasta and eat quickly, and I said, no, the bread will be ready in an hour. And I put it in as he arrived, and then as normal he arrived late at night because he had just landed, and he came straight to me to stay the night. And the bread was a hit. It was amazing. I made lavender high fiber lavender bread. I call it high fiber because I buy white flour, a huge like 10 kilogram flour bag, and I add my breakfast cereals, high fiber bran, to any, whether it be pancakes or crumpets or bread or scones. I add that high fiber to it, and I have a lavender bush outside here, and lavender is very healthy. It's a herb that people don't really use that much, or you don't see it even sold in the shops. And I took some fresh leaves off, I cut it, added the high fiber, and the bread was delicious. The crust was crunchy, the inside was soft, it was piping hot, and I had some chicken from the night before that I just warmed up and put with butter and I think I had some tomato, and or maybe I didn't put tomato on, or maybe I did, I can't remember, but there was chicken on the bread and with a little bit of sauce, and it was delicious. He ate the whole loaf basically. Anyway, I hope I've encouraged you tonight to keep going. I'm going to make a tea. Don't buy things from shops. Go to factory outlets and buy the damaged stock. Sometimes there's only a small scratch, and sometimes there's only a small scratch like this kettle. I needed to buy one.